performance, and he came out, it was actually even hotter than that. Oh, goodness. Takes Plumlee to the rim. Corner three. Got it. LeBron James. 2 of 2 from 3 to start the game. He would not miss for quite a while. Give me that. Let's run. Lakers leading. In transition, all 3 of these. I mean, honestly, he's a 36-year-old man. There's zero regression. Regression to the mean. He doesn't even know what that. He doesn't know what that means. Nope. 5 of 5, 14 points in the opening quarter. Now in the second, James posing to just let everybody in the building know. Then down low. Too strong. He's got 20 or more in the first half of 3 consecutive games. Third quarter. No Anthony Davis in this one. And LeBron's on the bench. And the Pistons start stretching things out. Blake Griffin hits a 3. Griffin, a 3. Finished with 23 in this game. Kyle Kuzma, take those with you. Pistons up 8. Wayne Ellington, professional. Steps into that 3. 6 triples in the game. Detroit's up 11. Oh, Jeremy Grant. And the Lakers get just 14 in the final quarter, the fewest in any quarter over the past couple of seasons. So LeBron roaring out of the gates, but then slows down, and good win for the home team. Lakers trail by just 4 entering the fourth quarter, but scored that season-low 14 in the final dozen minutes. 6 for 21 from the floor, just 1 of 6 from 3. Only the Warriors back on January the 18th would outscore the Lakers by more points in the fourth quarter than Detroit did.
Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee. Big game James Worthy. We got Robert Ory. We got Brez here. We got Allie and Trudell working the post game. The Lakers lose back-to-back games for the first time this year. Pistons' second worst team in the league. They had their worst loss of the year last night. So both teams were on a back-to-back. Outscored in the fourth quarter, 25-14. Rob, how about this? Something you were saying right before it came on. 34 points in the second half for the Lakers. That's the lowest point total of the year.
That's low.
That's low.
Very low. But you know, the thing about it is, I think, James, you and I had more energy in your James on Fire segment than the Lakers had all night.
Might I say the James on Fire segment of the pregame show was Emmy Award winning.
Hell yeah, we could have gone out there.
Might just roll that tonight.
Oh, we should. But you got to think about this. This is the one time Bad Cop Rob is not going to come out because they've been on a road trip. And it's hard during COVID. You know, you get a kind of the stymie. You can't leave the hotel. You can't do anything. You know, I could say a little laziness kind of creeps in. And you can't help it because you're just stuck in this hotel not doing anything. So they don't have that energy and that effort. And they're missing AD. So there's a lot of things going against them tonight. So, Bad Cop Rob is not even mad tonight.
Big game?
Yeah, 2 things. Yeah, it's an embarrassing loss, obviously.
Yeah.
But, 2 things. Every night is going to be a big night for whoever the Lakers are playing. Detroit, the worst record. But when the Lakers come to town, it's show and tell. It's time to show out on them. Also, you have to realize, regardless of Detroit's record, they're still professional NBA players. You know, they got here by being really good. It's just not working out as a team and individually. You know, guys like Wayne Ellington tonight hitting threes. And once they saw that the Lakers were going to let them hang around, because I think most underrated teams, they wait for the big punch to knock them out. That never happened. And so Detroit felt like they could, stay in the game. They thought they could win. Griffin hitting threes, Plumlee, exercising his talent out there. So it's an ugly loss. But I agree with Rob, man. This is an unusual season. coming out of the bubble into something else kind of messy. And I just think subconsciously, they probably thought they were going to beat the Pistons. Resting AD, thought they could get away with it. But Detroit showed up to play tonight, and the Lakers couldn't overcome. I mean, we know that's not the Lakers. 34 points in the second half. And
interestingly enough, big game. It was kind of the way for me that second quarter ended. Lakers were up 57-50. It seemed to have some life. They're actually shooting a great percentage. They were shooting 60% from three, 9 of 15 at the time. And then missed a bunny, and Pistons went on a 6-0 run, and that game kind of changed in that last minute, and the Pistons came out on fire. And the Lakers from that point on only made 2 threes the rest of the game. I mean, Wayne Ellington and Blake Griffin had 11 threes between them. Yeah. Lakers as a team had 12, and just the 34 points in the second half. You know, it's interesting. It was 87-88 with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left in that fourth quarter. THT hit a 3. The Lakers didn't score again for what seemed like 2 hours.
I know.
It was 7 minutes. And in that time, the Pistons went on a 14-0 run. And I think we're just used to LeBron doing what he does every single fourth quarter. He only had 2 points in the second half. He had 0 in the fourth.
Yeah, the thing about it is, we realize,
it's got to be other people.
Yeah, LeBron is human. And sometimes you have nights like this, James said it earlier, you got to go to that bench. You got THT who can come with some energy. You got Trez. You got all these guys that can come with some energy because your big dog LeBron has more years. Pretty much, he has more playoff games than anybody on that team has games. So you got to say he's going to have those nights where he just didn't have it or just doesn't have it, and you have to go to the bench. You can't be afraid. As a coach, I wouldn't want to be in this position, because how do you tell one of the best players ever played this game, go sit down? It's hard because, you know, he has a competitive spirit. He wants to be out there, but sometimes you got to go to the other guys. Those guys can come with it and bring a little bit of energy and rest a little more. So I think this is one of those nights where you really needed your bench.
But I think it's hard as a coach. Like, when do you think that time is, right? I mean, LeBron's been so good in the fourth quarters. You're starting him in the fourth, right?
You got to roll the dice.
14 in the first quarter.
You got to roll the dice and say, okay, LeBron, what do you think?
Well, what about THT? And we saw Kuz tonight get the start for AD, and he had 22. We talk a lot about Kuz when he does get the start and he gets the shot attempts. Last night it's 4, tonight it's 17. He ends up with 22 points. It's simple math, right? THT getting some run. James, I'm telling you, man, you watch this kid play, and I know we've talked a lot about it. He's got something, and everyone knows it. And he's 20 years old. He is knocking on the door for more minutes.
Yeah.
Someone in that rotation
tonight
ahead of him better be looking.
Tonight would have been the night I would have played him 30 plus.
Yeah, he had that energy going tonight.
My college coach, and I don't know if Rob's did it, but every now and then when the starters weren't playing well, he'd take the whole starting 5 out and put in a blue team, what he called a blue team. And he just let them play for 3 or 4 minutes, you know, pass the ball, play hard defense, then he'd let the guys go back in. So I agree with that he should go to the bench. But Tucker, you know, it's going to be hard not to play him because he really does come in the game, and he's a game changer because he can score, he can defend, he can knock down the 3. So, he's a player that's, you know, I'm sure he's getting it done in practice when they get to practice, but he's demanding minutes.
You know, he reminds me. He reminds me of this guy I played with back in 98, 99. He had all this energy, but Dale Harris was holding him back. And he just, when he got there, he was just putting up numbers. I'm talking about Kobe Bryant. And I'm not saying he is going to be Kobe Bryant, but he reminds me of this guy that's young, has a lot of talent, but the coaches are seemingly holding him back. But when they do let him out there, he does these extraordinary things, and he goes out and plays extremely well. So, and I know it's hard because you're looking down that line like, whose minutes does he take? Yeah. It's, you know, what do you do? Yeah, but you got to, I think you just got to sometimes let the young fella go out there and play and let him learn, because if you really think about it, he's not making any mistakes. Yeah. He's going to the hole, he's scoring easily, he's getting to the free throw line, and there's nothing he's doing wrong but being young. That's the only thing. Yeah, and listen, on a regular night, Frank's got decisions. There's 11 guys that he can play. He's doing a great job of getting everyone in. It's hard. It's hard.
He's got to recognize. You know, I think, you know, a coach's job is hard. You know, if a guy's in a slump, you want to allow him to get out of it. But I thought, like tonight, like Pope was not there mentally. He was frustrated. He had that foul, that flagrant foul. He wasn't getting the calls that he thought he could get, and he got frustrated. That would have been a time I would have said, look, Tucker, go get him. Make something happen, give him some minutes. You gotta, it's a hard thing to do. Yeah. But you gotta, you know, I saw that Pope wasn't really himself. And so it's hard. But Tucker's got to play. He's one of those players that's on the bench that you can't say he's young. We got him in development stage. No, he's ready now.
He's ready.
I always appreciate LeBron's ability to play every single night. His Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers driven by your Southern California Honda dealers. I'm Chris McGee. Big game, James Worthy. We got Robert Ory. We got Brez here. We got Ali and Trudell working the post game. The Lakers lose back-to-back games for the first time this year. Pistons' second worst team in the league. They had their worst loss of the year last night. So both teams were on a back-to-back. Outscored in the fourth quarter, 25-14. Rob, how about this? Something you were saying right before we came on. 34 points in the second half for Lakers. That's the lowest point total of the year.
That's low.
That's low.
Very low. But the thing about it is, I think, James, you and I had more energy in your James on Fire segment than the Lakers had all night.
Might I say the James on Fire segment, the pregame show was Emmy Award.
Hell yeah, we could have gone out there
Might
and
just roll that tonight.
We should. But you got to think about this. This is the one time bad cop Rob is not going to come out because they've been on a road trip. And it's hard during COVID. You get a kind of stymy. You can't leave the hotel. You can't do anything. I can tell you a little laziness kind of creeps in. And you can't help it because you're just stuck in this hotel not doing anything. So they don't have that energy and that effort. And they're missing AD. So there's a lot of things going against them tonight. So, bad cop Rob is not even mad tonight.
Big game?
There are two things. It's an embarrassing loss, obviously.
Yeah.
But two things. Every night is going to be a big night for whoever the Lakers are playing. Detroit, the worst record. But when the Lakers come